Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Phil, and who are you?
I am Sam.
And Sam doesn't know who Steven Seagal is. Just found that out before we got on camera. I picked this Tom Segura one to do, and she's like, who is Steven Seagal?
I don't know who it is.
I just assumed that like everybody knew who Steven Seagal is.
Just like everybody assumes that we know who all these people on our channel
Yeah,
are.
exactly.
Don't.
I pulled in everyone else on this one. And so Steven Seagal, so you almost got me saying Segal. Is
that's how it's spelled though.
He's an actor. He's played in a lot of action films. He was really popular in the 90s, and he is also a martial artist. So the reason why he got popular is because he did like martial arts in films.
Oh, cool.
But people like thought he was a real martial artist as well. So like, you know, like Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Sounds kind of familiar.
Wow. You guys that know these people out there are like, you know how much this hits your heart when she's saying, she doesn't know who they are. So
when is this from though? Like when I've been like a little kid?
Is a big one from. You probably would have been. I was still young though too. It was just, I guess, I was into those movies, like kung fu movies and stuff like that.
I've never had a kung fu movie.
Yeah, it's understandable. It's more of a guy's thing, I would say. So, anyway, so martial artists we did Bruce Lee,
yes.
Right? So these are like the later forms of Bruce Lee.
Okay.
Like where they did kung fu style movies that got really popular.
Okay.
You know the game Street Fighter, right?
Yes.
Okay. Jean-Claude Van Damme was like the star in Street Fighter the movie.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So, anyways, the point is that Steven Seagal was a part of that. He practiced Aikido, and a lot of people question whether he's a real martial artist or not, but that's kind of the gist of who Steven Seagal is.
Okay, so it's like a little bit of background.
Right.
Okay.
So we're doing Tom Segura on this one. We've done one of the clips already from this special. We did that one before, the first 48 hours,
yep.
Right, when he talked about that show and all that. So we're coming back to the same special. Second time we're doing Tom Segura. Lots of comedy on the channel. Hit the subscribe button if you want to join us on this journey. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's go.
It's all the same cliche shit they said when we were kids. They now say as adults, right? They're like, oh, you watch too much TV, it'll rot your mind, or you can't learn anything from television. But that's not true. You can learn a lot from television. For instance, without television, I would have no idea that Steven Seagal is out of his fucking mind. Or alive. I also didn't know that. He has a show. It's not a scripted show. It follows around the real Steven Seagal, and every episode begins with him looking into camera and saying, I don't know if you knew this or not, but for the last 20 years, I've been a cop. And you're like, what did you just say? I thought you've been making shitty movies for the last 20 years. What are you talking about? You watch the show, he has the most unlikable quality in a human being, which is that he is an expert in everything. Literally, if a dog walks by, he's like, that's a Shih Tzu boxer hound mix right there. And they're like, how do you know that? He's like, I've been working with dogs for like 35 years. Then a helicopter flies by, and he's like, that's a HUB 106. And they're like, how do you know that? And he's like, I've been flying helicopters for like 47 years. Then he does the thing, though, that everybody does who knows something about everything. Everybody has a friend, no matter what you're doing. They know the history of it all. They know every topic, every fucking fact. If you're eating dinner, they're like, forks are from the Roman times, and they would sculpt them out of bark. And you're like, will you shut the fuck up and let me finish this, please? Seagal will do that, too, but he's making it up. He'll be like, they also call that helicopter a skippy. And they're like, why? He goes, listen to it. Skip. That's bullshit. You made that shit up. Oh, seriously. It just blows my mind. It really does. That everybody in this room, everybody has this real world possibility in their lives. All of us. We could go tonight, if we wanted to, tonight. You could go to Louisiana. You could start a fight in a bar. And there is a real world possibility that Steven Seagal will arrest you. Isn't that insane to you? I've lost sleep over this shit. I mean, that's crazy. crazy. That's literally like if you leave here and you roll through a stop sign and then Sylvester Stallone is like, hey, roll it down. And you're like, get the fuck out of here. You work here? He's like, it's my passion, yeah. Will you say Adrian or something? Nah. It's nuts. You have to watch this show. He panders to every group according to race, knowing full well there's a camera crew following him around. He doesn't give a shit. If you're white, he's like, how's it going? All right. And then to black people, he's like, what's up, cuz? And they're like, hey, what's up? I'm holding you down, so holla if you need something. Okay. And then to all Latino, Spanish-speaking people, he insists on speaking horrifically broken Spanish, even if they start the conversation in English. If they're like, hey, yeah, I called 911, thank you for coming. The thing is, he's like, hola. Mucho queso. He's like, I think my English is way better than your Spanish, man. And he's like, no, gracias.
So, I mean, it's hard, I guess, for you to visualize some of this because Steven Seagal definitely has a personality and aura about him that I think the way it sounds, the characters he played in the movies were like kind of the character that he is in real life.
Okay.
That he, whether it's true or not, he just plays that character, right? And so his like expressions of Steven Seagal, you can totally visualize him actually being that way.
True. Well, I don't really know who he is, right? But even just the way he's explaining this, it's funny because of like, I think the way that he's delivering it, as long as you know who the guy is, like you can kind of still get humor out of some of it. Yeah. I'm a little bit confused though, because he said that he's like, is he actually a cop?
Yeah, I don't know about that aspect. I
It's wild.
I think he is, and you know, like I don't know why this is the first person I think of, but you know, like Ronnie Coleman was like a bodybuilder, but was like a cop at the same time. Yeah, I think that could be true of Steven Seagal.
True.
I don't know
he
if
was
it
a
could
cop
be
full time, but he did like movies and stuff on the side.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's just because he wanted to be a cop and the police force around there was like, yeah, sure, we'll hire you. You're Steven Seagal and you know martial arts, so why not? But anyways, let us know what your favorite Steven Seagal movie is down below so that we can maybe get Sam to check it out and we can watch a Steven Seagal movie.
Educate me a little bit.
Although Tom doesn't think they're too great, and I think a lot of people would probably agree with him. He did have some movies that were, I think, pretty decent. So let us know what your favorite one is.
Maybe you can just watch his TV show.
There you go.
And then to all Asian people, he bows, regardless of where he meets them. If you're Asian and you cross Steven Seagal's path, he's like, and you sit and they go, hey, I was born here, you dick. Like, you don't have to do that. And he's like, sorry, I've been doing martial arts for like 85 years. He trains other cops in hand-to-hand combat. I think that's infuriating. For those cops. It's not like we're hanging out. We're like, hey man, do you want to do like a couple shots and then go down the street? Steven Seagal is teaching people how to throw punches. And we're like, okay, let's fucking go. No, it's you're a cop and you show up at work and they're like, we're going to go over hand-to-hand combat today so you can protect yourself if you're in a really dangerous situation. You're like, oh, cool. Who'd you bring in to teach us? Like some Navy SEALs or Green Berets? And they go, no, we brought in Steven Seagal. And you're like, are we shooting a fucking movie this week or something? Like, okay, I'll pass, because that's ridiculous. I don't want to be a part of that. That's literally like if you're like at NASA, and they're like, all right, future astronauts, we're going to go over space exploration, and to get us started, why don't you welcome Captain Kirk? Come on out, man. And you're like, is he qualified to do this? And they're like, oh, you've seen him do all that shit. Yeah, he knows what he's talking about, man. He's been up there.
He's been up there.
They show him teaching people how to fight. It's horrible. He's bloated now. He doesn't have the same range of motion. He's like, everybody line up. If somebody throws a punch, you can block it like that. and then you can kick him in the throat like that. Are you kicking a child in the throat right now? Some people's throats are down there. I like Havarti cheese the most. What's your favorite?
That was Tom Segura on Steven Seagal is out of his mind.
It's like a Steven Seagal diss track.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people like Steven Seagal, it seems like.
Well, it seems like he's not the most likable character, so.
I mean, it is hard to judge somebody if you haven't met them. But,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you, as I said, get yourself in situations many times over the years and the decades that maybe your demeanor and personality precludes what's been seen.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like before I decide my thoughts on him, I need to actually see this guy in live action.
Yeah, I can't even remember. Like, I mean, I think the most recent one I can remember that was popular was Exit Wounds, and that was because it was Jet Li and DMX, and DMX was really popular in 2001, and Jet Li was really popular then. Do you know who Jet Li is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe we can watch that one.
And you obviously know who Jackie Chan is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that was when I think a lot of the Kung Fu movies were still somewhat popular. And
Yeah.
maybe that's why that movie, with him did so well.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, maybe we'll check out Exit Wounds. Let us know what you think about Exit Wounds.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think about this Tom Segura stand-up. Let us know if there's any other Tom Segura that you want us to check out or other stand-up
I like
comedians.
his style though. It's like very nonchalant, and then he's just having a conversation and like throwing punches in here and there. Like I think it's different than some of the other stuff that we watched.
Well, you got Sam's approval.
I like him.
Hit that thumbs up as well from you if you enjoyed it. And make sure you subscribe if this is your first time on the channel. If not, make sure you're still subscribed because YouTube sometimes can be problematic. So make sure your little click on that subscribe button is still active. Other than that, have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you then.